Hey, let's talk finances. Um, I want to talk to you about what wealthy people concentrate on, vice the majority of people concentrate on. Um, Now this is something that's not taught in typically in high school, college. We didn't really get very much of an education on it. I think honestly, the financial education that I remember from high school was like an exercise on how to balance a checkbook. And that really was about the sum of my financial education. We were taught things in high school and college that I like to I like to title as basically elaborated fairy tales of history, right? The War of 1812 and um, the historical figures that we learned about Christopher Columbus. That was an elaborated story. Um, You know how a movie will start with based on a true story, right? Well, a lot of our history and a lot of the things that we're taught in school were based on true stories, just maybe not quite so true. Anyway, rant for another day. Let's get into what wealthy people and the rest concentrate on. Wealthy people concentrate on a thing called net worth. Okay? Net worth is a sum of all of your assets, everything that the cash value of everything that you own. So, like, let's say your house is $400,000. Your cars, add up to what's Blue Book on them today, right? What could you get for them? Right down to the furniture in your house. If you had to liquidate everything, what cash value could you get for each and every item, and list all that out. You don't have to, like, say the sofa's this. You can swag a few of the things, right? Get that number. Those are your assets. That number is your asset. Over here you list out your debts, right? All right, so that $400,000 house, maybe you still owe $150,000 on it, so that's going to be a debt. You add all of that up, everything, your credit card debts if you have it, mortgages, like I said, payments on your vehicles, things that you owe money on. Um, all right, so those are your debts. Now, you take the asset number, you subtract the debt number, and that is your net worth. Okay? Now, when you do this exercise, this is something that wealthy people do on a fairly regular basis. Um, every couple of months, every 6 months, it's not uncommon to be multiple times a year that they're checking their net worth. That is the true measurement of wealth, in financial wealth. Okay. Now let's talk about, okay, I did this number and I'm like, I'm not really happy with that number. At my age, it should be bigger. All right, so let's kind of swing the magnifying glass around and let's figure out, why is my net worth not what I think it should be, or how can I grow my net worth? Quick and easy, honestly. It'll take you maybe an hour or two. Get 90 days worth of all of your bank statements, your checking account statement, your credit card account statements, your savings account statements, all of your statements that deal with accounts that you pay either bills or buy with. And then you grab 90 days worth of your income statements, right? All forms of income. Now, on your expense statements or your bank account statements, you're going to take three highlighters. Pick your favorite three colors. First highlighter, you're going to go through your 90-day expense statements, and you're going to look for essential expenses. Now, essential expenses include the mortgage for the house over your head, right? The groceries that you buy to prepare yourself food, um, maybe medications that you have to take, um, insurance in this day and age. Insurance is almost a necessity in some state, well, all pretty much states. If you drive a vehicle, you've got to have insurance. So those are things that you have to have. Okay. highlight those, set that marker down, pick up another marker. Second favorite color. You're now looking for luxuries. Okay, these are expenses that you like to have, but don't fall and didn't fall into the essentials or necessities color code, right? Go through and highlight all of those. And we're talking everything from um, Starbucks, subscriptions, right? Magazine subscriptions, TV subscriptions, um, heck, even internet or cell phones, and those things are non-essential. You might think differently, but they're non-essential. You don't have to have them to live. All right. Then set that marker down and take another color, and you're going to go hunting for impulse buys, right? We all have them. Grocery stores are actually set up to trigger as many impulse buys as they can. I mean, they're specifically designed. Just next time you push the cart up to the checkout counter, look at the aisle leading to the checkout counter, right? It is full of impulse buys, candy bars, tabloids, magazines. They even have the little beverage cooler right at the end cap there, so you can wash down those what chiclets or Kit Kats or whatever else is in the line there, right? So those are impulses. Now, honestly, you're not going to be able to like find candy bars and Kit Kats in your expense statements, but if you're anything like me and you walk into Lowe's, you're like, "Ooh, I got to have that tool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I think I need it," right? That's an impulse buy. So you'll be able to find some. Highlight those out. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to go add up all of the first color that you did, which were the essential expenses. And you're going to subtract that. Well, I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. You are going to add up all of your income, right, over the last 90 days. Take that number, subtract your essentials, and you're going to have a sum of money that um, other people like the title, and I hate this title, disposable income, right? In my opinion, there's no such thing as disposable income. Your income is your income, and you could and probably should be using it to what? Build your net worth. Okay? You shouldn't be disposing of it, throwing it away. It's a phrase that's created uh, by the consumer industry to make it easier mentally for you to get rid of your money. You don't want to do that. So, why are we talking about this? I guess I should actually kind of lay that out. You're looking to identify things today that you could do without so that tomorrow you can live a better life, right? You can live more comfortably and you'll have the income or you'll have the assets built up that you can draw from so that in your outer years you have no worries, no issues. All right. And how do you do that? You do that by building a decent net worth. So you're going to take that amount of money, right, after you take your income, you subtract out your essentials, and you're going to go hunting for the impulse buys and the luxuries that you can either eliminate or reduce. Say you've got like your cell phone plan, right? Say you've got the top end 100 billion megabytes, you know, plan, and it's 29.99. All right. Can you could you really do without watching so many TikTok videos and save $10 a month, which is, $120 a year, uh, just not to be able to watch so many TikToks? These are examples, right? Things I came across. I found out by looking at at two credit card statements that Netflix was hitting me twice a month for a year. I didn't even notice it, right? Embarrassingly, I'll be vulnerable. I had to call them up, and fight with them a little bit to enlighten them that they were tagging me twice, and I got 1 year's worth of Netflix back. Um, anyway, these are the kinds of things that you're looking for. I had 3 magazine subscriptions. One magazine I fairly often read. The other two usually sat on the coffee table and then went in the recycle bin. So I'm like, unnecessary. These are the kinds of things that you're going to identify. Now is decision time, right? Now that you've identified these things, you can make your decision as to what you're going to do about it. Are you going to eliminate? You can. Are you going to dial things back? Like say you do Starbucks every day. That's $5 a day, every day on your way to work, right? $5 a day times 5 days a week, 25 bucks times 4 times a month, right? You're talking $100. $100 a month, that's $1,200 in coffee. At home, it costs somewhere between 5 and 10 cents a cup to make one for yourself, right? Granted, not as tasty as Starbucks oftentimes, but you can actually make it that way. So, anyway, back to the point. You're looking to find things that you can eliminate. Now, you'll come up with probably a decent, tidy little sum of money. What can you do with that money? Now that money can be redirected into investments, education, programs um, that are more important to you, that contribute to that net worth end game, right? So give that exercise a try. I'd love to see a comment down below after you've, done your self audit and come up with, wow, okay, I'm bleeding a fair amount of money here, 200, 300. My number was $500. I was bleeding $500 a month, well, just over five, like 12, 515. That really was completely unnecessary and should have been and is now going to build my net worth. So give it a try. Let me know what your number is, and good luck. Cheers.